Okay, the music cut off for me. I was just getting into it. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the LANCESCURV Show podcast. Snuck up on everybody. I snuck up on everybody except Sister Ibarra O. Wow. It's a rainy day here in Accra, Ghana. I mean, it is overcast for days. And I knew it was going to be that way late last night before I went into bed, which I didn't really want to. I was tired, but I was up. But I noticed now the way the winds were coming down off of the mountains. I said, whoa, it's going to be a lot of precipitation coming down. And so I just kind of meditated in that and eventually dozed off. And when I woke up, it was correct because I had closed all of the windows. Because when rain comes down here, it doesn't take its time. It will swoop down on you like a tornado. I'm talking about like almost like hurricane style winds. But I can tell from afar, this is a whole different place. And now I've been here long enough where I can kind of read what's going on around me. Let me just say hello to everybody who's stepping in, and we're going to freestyle this one because there's been a lot on my mind. And I thank you all for bearing with me with my hectic schedule and irregular shows, but I've been accomplishing a lot. I have been accomplishing a whole lot to the point of frustration, but you need that to get to the next level, like I always say. Wow, Ibarra, oh, yes, you're first. Yes, you were here. You were here before I hit that button. Indigo King, 1111. Right, my brother, how are you? Master Glam, the glamorous Master Glam. Sharina Lofton, yes. Sherelle Cedar, everything's good. And I'm just kind of relaxing today. Today's going to be a relaxing, laid-back day where I probably get a whole lot done. But, you know, I'm just taking it easy because I have been running. You just have no idea and have no clue. So when these days come, you kind of welcome them, you know. You kind of welcome them when they come unexpected because if this was a bright sunny day with no rain, I would have already hit a rooftop already, which I've been kind of getting into those, you know, and just moving around and about. But I had originally put up a graphic of this situation, and I forgot exactly where it was. I heard it was possibly in South Africa, where there was a pastor who proposed to a woman whose either father or husband was in the casket during a funeral. I did a little research on it. Every time I came up with answers, it was either the father or the husband. Maybe you don't understand what I said. I'm going to say it again. A pastor proposed marriage to a woman right in front of the casket where either her father or her husband was laid to rest. Either way, that's foul. Oh, Yala, how are you doing, my beautiful sister? Maybe tonight could be the night we take care of business and do the thing we're supposed to do. I'm here, maybe a little earlier if you're up this early, right? For me over here right now in Accra, Ghana, it's 3:02 p.m. So I'm going to relax a little bit today. I admit, I'm a little drained today, and it's overcast. You know how that is. You want to spend the whole day in the bed. You know, that conversation that I want to have with you. right? So, my dear sister, which always seems to get pushed back. But yeah, this is crazy. I don't care if it's the person that you're engaged to. You don't do that at a funeral. That falls under the title, the stupid things that some black people do. You know, I noticed I had to put some in there because people were going to chew my head off if I didn't do that. Well, all black people don't do stupid things. Now we know that. So this is the not all but some channel. People don't have a lot of sense these days to understand that that's the way it is. But I got to put it out there because I get chewed up beyond reason. Yeah. I mean, how do you do that? Okay, let's just take it. Okay, let's take the mild version for those who saw that clip. Let's just say it was the father there. What man in his right mind would propose to a woman who is grieving the loss of her father? Even if they were already involved on a lower level secretly. It's something you don't do. Wait for that. In a quiet moment that you both share, when she seems to be coming out of her stage of grief or meditation, whatever you want to call it. You know, when we have a homegoing service for any of our loved ones, we tend to think about that person for a while and nothing else is on our mind. I just don't understand it. Yes, the Dominican Republic. Yes, Dominican Republic from Accra, Ghana. Accra. I said Accra, Ghana. I took the R and moved it into Ghana. Accra, Ghana. I understand. I'm right on the equator. 0 latitude and 0 longitude. The magnetism of this land is amazing, and I know it's beautiful down there too. So I know you're loving it. But you give them a little time to, if you want to say grieve, or look, put it this way, even us who may not be connected to someone who's famous, right? I remember, what was it, back in 2005, maybe? I think it was 2005. Luther Vandross had transitioned. And for me, all I did was think about Luther Vandross for the rest of the day in a light way. You know, I was at work. I was working in corrections back then, in the jail. And I heard the news and I was like, wow. So I began to think about all of the songs that he made that had become part of the fabric and soundtrack for my life. And I got lost in that. And I was like, wow. Before that, when did I think about him? Didn't think about him for a couple of days. I might have heard a song. Oh, that's Luther Vandross. But when you realize that the person has transitioned, and it's like you start to gather all of the major parts and crumbs and pieces of how they affected you. And that sadness comes over you and you say, wow. Either you think about, well, did I ever meet this person? Oh, I would have loved to meet them. Now I won't meet them. Oh, I remember the song they made when I was getting married. Oh, I remember the song that they made when I was down and out. Oh, I remember the song that he made that uplifted me. Oh, I remember the song that we were all singing when we were goofing and we were having fun. Because you know I like to change the words around on songs. I'm known for that from like single digit ages. I always used to change around the words of the song. So there's one I won't even mention here, but it was funny. You know, remember that song, excuse me, miss, what's your name? Where are you from? You know, can I take you out tonight? I made an X-rated version of that, but it was just, it was funny. It was funny. It was real funny. Anybody want to know what those words are? I'll say it in a decent way. Just put the number 1 in the chat room. All I got to do is change one word. But I thought about all of that. And I was like, man, that's messed up. Now, there was someone that I knew, and let me get it right now. He was a doctor in the jail that I worked in, and he was dating or used to date and still was on good terms with Luther Vandross's mother back at that time. What a freaky connection, right? And he was a flamboyant guy, but he was like the jail main doctor. They had other nurses and medical staff there, of course, because of the size of jail. And he would always come around me. And I said, man, you know, he would be a guy I would love to get on an interview, but I wasn't doing that then. I was online writing and drawing, but I didn't. YouTube had just come out that year, you know, and it never had live streaming. But he would have been a wonderful person to, you know, interview, you know. But Master Glam, win surprise. You all know me. I'm innocent, but I like to have fun. I was around a bunch of people. They were already goofing on different levels. It was males and females, and we were just driving and acting stupid. And I came up with that one, and it changed the whole look of the song. Oh, you're right. You're right. You know me, Master Glam. So for you to come up with that exactly, Oyala. I wish I could play this on YouTube. If we were all driving somewhere, and you know, some people would be offended by it if anybody else did it, but y'all know how playful I am on an adult level. I don't mean nothing by it. It's just the kid in me. Can I eat you out? Listen, it's a overdraft sky. It's still drizzling. It's been that way all morning. Again, for me, it's 3:09 in Accra, Ghana. And so I'm just on a freestyle tip because I've been running so much. And it's been a little tough to put together videos. And the time to do it just hasn't been there. But I will get a live in later on also. And this one's not going to be super long. But I'm here. And I just want to kind of make that statement that I'm here. I have not forgotten. But anyway, to me, that was an attention grab. I'm going to propose to her. Like, just say if it was the father in that casket, not the husband, because the next one is worse. Okay, but that was an attention grab. In other words, I'm going to save her. I'm going to propose to her in front of everybody here at this church to let them know I'm a good man. I want attention. A lot of us do righteous looking things for attention because we're not righteous. We just want the attention, but we want to walk in the guise of that, in the garment of that, in the covering of righteousness. And he's a pastor. And from what I've experienced, pastors have really, not all, but some, really huge egos. As long as you're rolling with them now, they're okay with you. But if it's a threat to their attention, or you know, the attention they get from other people, you know, we have another member that may come into the church and, you know, they may have their own little charisma, or they might be known for something. And if you don't kiss the feet of the pastor, he's going to send his little imps around to discredit you, to tear your character down. It's really deep in these black churches. Trust me. There's some sick, I'm going to say it this way. There's some sick shit going on in black churches. Some sick, dysfunctional shit going on in black churches. And this is just another example of it. I mean, there's no way you can get around that. You can't say, well, that was at a service. Yes, it was a service, a funeral. You see a casket there. So it had to be. I don't care if they had nothing to do with the person in the casket. Say that wasn't even the daughter. You know, we're assuming it's the father. Some said husband. We'll get to that after. That's not the place to do that. Even if you're like, they're all crying out for Jesus, and you say, well, I'm not with that, or whatever. Respect the people who are there. Respect the people who are there. The people talk to me all the time. I don't diss them. They don't diss me or try to convert me over into something. I have my thoughts and my perspectives on things, and we get along just fine. There's not even agreeing to disagree. We flow because there's a lot of overlap when we speak on spirituality. And black people as a whole are mixed up anyway. So I'm not going to sit here and just argue with you. Two people who are dysfunctional arguing over the truth. Oh, I'll admit, I still got the dysfunctional cooties on me. I've got a lot of it off. I'm better than I was 20 years ago. I'm better than I was 10 years ago. I'm better than I was a year ago. And I'm damn sure better than I was yesterday. But there's no way you're going to be born into this world and not have a measure of dysfunction. Okay, so if she had nothing to do with the guy in the casket, the person in the casket, it's still an attention grab, still inappropriate. If this was the father in that casket. He proposes to that daughter sitting in the front row. It's still inappropriate. And on top of that, was that a money grab? Maybe the father, if that was the father in the casket, had a lot of money. Maybe she's the only child. And he says, I got to get that loot before the ink dries on the insurance paper. I'm going to propose to her and we're going to get married quick and I'm going to be the husband. And that's a quick transferal of wealth. When they say the economy's changing and there's going to be a massive wealth transfer, he had his own ideas on what the wealth transfer would be. Is that something? Let me just see what Brother Indigo King said, because he said some of the church. It sure is. I feel like the church is using my mom and then family be getting neglected, shaking my head, and she knows, and she is how I feel. She knows how I feel about it. Yeah, yeah. And you will be put off as demonic. You'll be put off, brother, as evil. You'll be put off. And that leads me into another kind of topic. And I'll talk about that right now. But anyway, okay. If that's a daughter and that's the father in that casket, that man jumping up to propose to her, you understand? Boom. That's what it is, a money grab, because you're doing this in front of everybody. And for some reason, a lot of black folks be like, well, no, well, he did it in front of it. It must be sincere. If he did it behind closed doors and you found out, the first thing you'll say, oh, he's trying to get to the money she gonna get. Some of us are so stupid. Some of us are so dumb. Ladies, if you have an ailing father, ailing mother, ailing family member, even if you have brothers and sisters, and there's some insurance policy involved, be careful of these men who try to get around you as they find out you have an ailing parent or you have an ailing sister or brother or grandmother and there's nobody else and you're the only one who stands to receive insurance money. I have to say it because these situations are what they are. I remember when my father transitioned in 1990. All of a sudden, all these friendly men tried to come around that we knew, tried to come around my mother. Real friendly now, not nothing romantic, real friendly. And you know me, I'm stupid like that. I saw one guy just always coming around, had nothing going for him, but he was a little shuckster. He had a good little job and everything like that, but he was smiling and coming around. So I went through she was trying to come in the house and he caught her at the front gate and was talking a little bit. And I said, attention, attention, all men that come around my mother, you ain't getting nothing, no money, no nothing. So don't think you'll come around and marry and think we got money. It ain't happening. Oh, how you doing, man? I just had a little spasm. I had a little, I had this little problem. I just kind of talk out my head sometime. Tourette's. Sharon Johnson, come on over to YouTube, LANCESCURV channel. That's where everybody is. You're on Facebook, so there's not too much traffic over there on Facebook. Facebook doesn't like me anymore. Facebook knows I'm using them just to distribute videos. And y'all know I'm down in my projects and stuff, so that's why I've been kind of lean with the videos. But like I said, everywhere I can get it in, I'm going to fit it in. There'll be more shows later on today, but I said, let me sit down and just vibe with everybody. Now, let's get to the aspect of the possibility of that being the father, the husband in the casket. Ooh-wee. So this pastor is at a funeral. We already spoke about that being the father in the casket, right? But this one's worse because all things still stand. It's like when you have these different plans of things that you purchase, right? And plan A, you get this, the basic plan, it's free. And plan B for $19.99 a month, you get everything in the plan A, but here's the extras in plan B. Plan C has everything in plan B and plan A, but you get these extras. So with all that we said about the father possibly being in the casket and why that pastor would propose to that daughter, that's plan A. But plan B, if that was the husband, you get everything that's in plan A. So everything we spoke about already is included in this, except there's a little more. Oh, yeah, because if that was her husband in that casket and this man jumps down already having a ring and proposes to her, to me, Okay, let's take the mild way. He's been eyeing the situation with the father. It may not have been a sudden death. It may have been something where there was an illness, extended illness, or maybe it was a sudden death. Let's lean toward it being just an extended illness where he gonna die and she gonna be by herself in that big old house and she gonna get insurance money and they got 3 cars in the garage. She ain't got no children and I ain't got no car, so I know I'll drive one of those. All I gotta do is get next to her. Do you think that he just got next to her right there for the sake of proposing marriage to her because the husband died? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about these scheming pastors. Look, we got a lot of brothers out here who are scheming also. Not all, but some. I got to record that so I can hit it on the button. Boom. Because there's going to be somebody that comes after me in the comment section. Scheming. Let me tell you something. Now let's bring this part up. Say the husband was ailing and sickly and had a terminal illness or something he knew was going to take him out. How was it that he knew to propose to her so fast? I'm going to say it loud. Because he'd been hitting it already, which brings her into the arena of guilt and wrongdoing. She knew the husband was going to die. So she was cheating with the pastor, scheming. And there were rumors going around. So in order to dispel the rumors, he jumps down and proposes marriage to her, which is still a bad look. Because that only confirms the rumors if there were any rumors out there on how they move. Because you know, when you creep it, there's always somebody who's watching. Always somebody who's watching. You can't get away from it. I don't care who it is. If there's a little puppy in the front yard next door and sees you, somehow that puppy is going to convey it to the master. And they're going to know. You got that church lady that gets up 4 o'clock every morning to pray and sit in the living room with her Bible, but the window may not be lifted up and open because of the weather, but those curtains are pulled back and everybody who walks past or comes, she sees it. Every block in the black neighborhood has that nosy church lady. Not just nosy lady, nosy church lady. And she apparently doesn't say anything. Oh, but yes, she does. At the proper place, at the proper time, which is right after the church service in the parking lot. Don't think them church hats are there to glorify the Lord. Them church and big wide brim church hats, they use that so they can tilt it to one side so you can't see their eyes when they're in the parking lot talking gossip. That's right. And the one gossiping about you in the church parking lot is always the one with the back turned to you. Right? Let's talk about some of the stupid things black people do. We're not finished with that other part yet. If you want to know which one of the 3 or 4 church ladies are talking about you in the parking lot, they switch up. It's always one that turns their back to you. And the other ones that are kind of facing you, looking over her shoulder, are the ones saying, yeah, he's walking over there now. Go ahead, turn around, look real quick. Oh, yeah, now stay just like that. And that person who has the back turned to you is, yeah, you know, I don't think they know that I live across the street from Sister Shirley. And, you know, he always coming out her house before daybreak. And he always going over there after about 11 o'clock. And I know, you see, I got a coworker. For former coworker who's friends with the wife. And the wife works on this job, and he's always saying that, well, he's doing some extra shifts, but he got a little hustle because, you know, he sell crack. So she don't know he sell crack, but he get the extra money and put it on, say he cashed the check already, and so she don't suspect nothing because he put the exact money. Look, I've heard it all, y'all. Damn. Why do y'all put so much energy into just somebody's business? Listen. Somebody's screwing somebody. Look out your window, walk in the crowd. Most of us had an orgasm within 24 hours. Now, if you want to figure out with who or with what or what hand they use or what they were thinking or what they into, you waste your time. I know that most people got it on within the last couple of days, right? It's none of my business. Hopefully you're not constipated within the last 24 hours. You took a dump, you took a leak, you went to sleep, bodily functions, bodily needs, desires, urges, fetishes, whatever. People are fascinated with me because I talk about them. Most people have things they have hidden away. And it's the old gossipy church lady's job to find out. If you want to find out, be nice to that old gossipy church lady with the wide brimmed church hat. And when you see three of them get together, oh, you know the news is going around. And as you come closer to them, if you go over there to say the one who's got the back turned don't know, but there's always that one like a ventriloquist, won't even move her lips. You know, you better just, she's coming over here. Don't turn around. Just change the subject. God, look at that. Yeah, look what Sharina said. Yeah, look at that. Pastors been trifling for years now. Why we still look up to them as these holier than thou folks is very destructive to our community. It has to stop. But you know, sadly, Sharina, I hate to break the news to your sister. It ain't gonna stop. Some of us like that hierarchy so much. And it's like, it's a twisted sense of spirituality. Twisted. Yeah, ventriloquist for real. You got a lot of good ventriloquists in church, y'all. They might as well get that little puppet and put it on their lap and put the hand back there, you know, and it's like, remember Lester the puppet and another guy with the mustache, black man, afro, used to talk, and see, he had the mustache to further conceal his lips moving. Yeah, but you can't tell who the puppets are, but we should just put the line up the side of their face, you know, just like a little part that moves up and down. But we have a need. I've thought about this deep. I've been thinking about some deep stuff. The mental holes that I found myself in digging deep. It was like I almost couldn't come out of it. I've been thinking, seriously, we all know the surface stuff. Black people wake up, black people are sleeping. And I'm into the why. Like, why? And then when you come up with an answer, ask it again. Why? Why? So I was saying, why is it that all over the place we have churches? And I know because many, if not most of us in the black community, and I say that it's not like one community. Where's the sign? How do I get to the black community? We're all over the place. It's a mentality, y'all. And it's a mixture of so many things. We have the righteous that have a little more knowledge, a little more conscious, but they're still doing things that are not so hot. We have the ones who are sleeping dead and they think what they're doing is right. And it's just like, I hate to say it, but the visual that I get, and I'm not saying this about my people, but I have to say this, like we're maggots crawling all over each other. Just crawling all over each other. And why are we maggots? Because it's a rotten mentality that we have. It's rotten and we're maggots and we want it. And we have to fight against that urge to wallow in the dirt, to get out of that thing. I'm tired of seeing it like this for so long. I am really, really tired. And I had my times, I was like, I don't want to be bothered anymore. And then I say, well, there's things I have to say that I see. I don't think I'm important. I don't think I'm somebody's savior. And I am the voice that you must listen to and follow. I'm just a dude sitting here in the movie theater, right down in the seats with the rest of everybody, watching this thing play out. But why is it that we maintain hard these hierarchies of church? We some of us go hard for this thing. I mean, we give all our money. We give all our time. We figure if we give this thing, that we will be rewarded after life. It's so deep in our head that we have to suffer for this past. We have to suffer for this church because we don't have an identity of our own. And we don't want one. We think sometimes it's too much responsibility to swim against the stream, up the stream. It's easy to go with the flow. But we know deep down there's something not right with this thing. We look to submit to something. You know, let me tell you something. Those barbaric white folks that came over here to America and jacked everything up and all throughout history, the one thing that they have, I'm not going to say that I like, not them, but if I can extract this one trait, and I'm not putting them up over us, but if I can extract this one thing that I think we need to put in a tube and give us a shot of it. It's the fact that they rebel. They rebel, and they got the balls to rebel. I'm not taking a shit. I don't care what you say. I'm going to go to the moon anyway, damn it. And they find a way to get up to the moon. I know it's been debunked and people say, well, nobody ever went there. And I'm just saying theoretically. Whatever the creator says, stay off limits, it's dangerous. Damn it, I'm going to do it. Look at them trying to make a man pregnant. They already got us with this trans thing. You know, I'm not saying anybody here is accepting it, but it's becoming, they've massaged it in. And I heard the term the other day, was it a video or something I read? Oh God, they're talking about trans kids. What the F are you talking about? Trans kids. Where are these damn pastors now? Stand up and say something about this. Do not come to me looking for donations and you got your pamphlets and you better be saved. But see, you need to be helping to save some of the people who are here with their feet planted on the ground, subjected to all of these twisted, sick, demonic agendas. And you sit there, you're supposed to get down and fight. But most of you who go to damn church don't have the balls to fight. But you want to whip me with scripture because you caught me looking at some girl's nice, juicy, round ass. So I'm a heathen because of that. But you a damn punk putting yourself up as being some spiritual warrior and you're not even willing to fight. The hell is wrong with you? Trans kids. Grooming them already. Hypnotizing everybody else to accept this thing, putting it in their head. There was a video sent to me and I have to play it. I got to find it first, but I'm going to do it separately. I'm going to put it on the site because they will rip this channel down for good. Yes, they would. I do want to maintain this to be able to keep in contact with everybody who gets down because they're already manipulating the channel, the platform. It's on life support right now. I'm only keeping it going by the effort that is put in and the love that everybody shows. It's artificially propped up. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be starting some other things. I'm going to always maintain this, but yeah, they are looking to do away, but I've been slick, not breaking certain rules. I got banned a couple of times this year. That's always going to happen, but they want me bad. They want me bad. You know what I mean? So, I just don't understand it. And I speak to people who come at me, not in a confrontational manner, but just as calm as I'm speaking now. I'm not really going to get so amped up over things that people refuse to see. I'll put it out there and I'll move on. I'm getting old, y'all. No, I still have energy. I still got a lot of juice left in my fruit. But how long does it take for us to wake up to see certain things? Really and truly, how long does it take for us to wake up and see certain things? Does it take like 500 years? What is it about us that we have a need to automatically be subservient to something that we perceive to be better, bigger, and stronger than us? And if we don't have it around us, we formulate this thing. Let me tell you something. There have been a lot of women who have approached me online and say, and they have the churchified mentality. Well, Lance, you talk some funny stuff now and you still in the world, but I just want to say you a man of God. I'm like, don't put that on me. Don't pull me and suck me into that whirlpool of churchified thinking you're going to see me sitting up somewhere preaching about things that hold us down. No. I don't take that as a compliment. I'm not going to diss you and say, oh no, whatever. So, I use common sense. Yeah, thank you very much. And just keep moving. I don't get caught up into the long spiel and fight them down with this thing because it's only going to make them more determined to keep going with the ideologies that they have. You see? So I've learned to be a little smoother in my approach to the fight. A young kid will go into a 3-round boxing match and throw punches from bell to bell. but a seasoned boxer will pick his shots, make sure they land, have a higher percentage rate of landing the shots instead of closing your eyes, just swinging like crazy. That doesn't do it. I'm not going to wear myself down, but I just don't understand. We boost up other things and we want to be subservient. We want to live through our pastors and we brag about our pastors. And I've said it before. One lady at the bus stop, well, my pastor just bought a brand new Cadillac. And the other one, well, my pastor just bought a brand new Bentley. What's the address of your church again? I need to come over there. They got more blessings going on. But both of your old black asses are sitting on the bus stop. Ain't that something? Yeah, you're right, Oyala. You can't wake up a people who refuse to wake up. You know? You're right, Don Riddick. Integration has sent us out into the bad elements. We used to have our own together and on code. But that's been taken away. Sweet D, yes, you finally caught alive. This is not going to be a long one, but you finally caught alive. Much love to you, my sister. Thank you for all of the comments and compliments and your support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know, okay, here it is. You're living in Ghana makes you an even bigger target, sadly, because you are an example of how many of us can do the same. Exactly, Sharina. Exactly. Oh, I want to talk about that. Oh, I want to talk about that. I've been meaning to talk about that. That's why I'm low key out here until I get everything together the way I want to get it together, which I ain't going to say, and most of y'all know. Right? And then I can expand a little more, but I'm moving covertly out here. See, I ain't getting caught up in things that I don't know about. I ain't getting caught up in politics that I don't have an idea how the allegiances run. See, listen, like I always say, I'm an old roach in a new kitchen. You see, all the roaches that lived in the kitchen for years and years and years, generations, whatever, when the light comes on at a certain time when folks come home from work, they know where to run. Me, the lights come on out here, I don't know where to run. I don't know who's who. There's even more deception out here in Accra, Ghana. And I'm going to lay low. Trust me. Many have reached out with different organizations. No, you're not. No, because I've peeped certain things. I've peeped a lot of things. I've peeped things from the United States and I peep things here in Accra, Ghana. It's lovely because I don't allow it to be anything else to me. Because the government is going to say, how in the hell did that nigga leave this place? And why would he want to go out there? We put enough propaganda out there to make it something where he wouldn't want to go. Why would he want to go? He's got a big mouth. He's over there. He's making videos. He's telling how sweet it is. He's going to inspire the other niggas to want to leave here too. And we can't have that, even though we use reverse psychology and say, go back to Africa. Isn't that something? And then we think like, no, we're not going back there. You're trying to tell us to go there because we're missing something. That's what they do. That is what they do. How are you? Oh, all right. Ah, everything's good? All right. How are you? All right. I got to get you to come on live with me right now. All right, good seeing you. I got the window wide open right here in the apartment. And at the top of the steps, you know, I usually keep these curtains closed, but I'm glad I'm sitting down. I can't stand up and say hi because, woo, I didn't think they can see in, but because it's, you know, did I say overdraft earlier? I meant overcast. Reminds me of the good old days when I used to know that word a whole lot, overdraft, right? Yeah, Sunkissed is here. Yes, welcome home, sister, welcome home. But yeah, I'm an even bigger target because as I always say, and I always speak about it, Memorandum 46. Memorandum 46. And for those who don't know, because as I always say, you're going to hear echo. Speak about it. Hold on a Memorandum 46. I got to make this Memorandum 46. Okay, there it is. Almost messed up there. Okay, let me search for that. I'm always speak about that. Memorandum 46. I got it on LANCESCURV.com. To pull this up. Actually, the show is playing on LANCESCURV.com also. Okay, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Let's see. Did I spell it wrong? Okay, wait, I know they didn't take this off my site. Okay, let me just do a general search because I specifically put it on my site because there's a lot of fishy things going on the internet and the things that they're doing. Did I spell it wrong? Okay, let me see something here. They do have it on other websites, but I'm going to show it on mine. Just put this here. Okay. Got it right here. All right, let me take the link, bring it over here. All right. There it is. It's not a super long read, but it's not 2 paragraphs either. I want you all to read, and it's on my site, but I copied it and pasted it on to the site. You need to keep that and share it with as many people as you possibly can after you read it and get an understanding of that document. I think it was 1977 or 78. So they've been on this for a long time. Their biggest nightmare. Grand Rising, April. How are you? Welcome on in. Mia Meow. I missed your call. I got to talk to you again. Yes, Jason Rogers. Yes, yes. That's something that's been in for us for the longest time. The biggest nightmare of the American government is for Black people there to connect with Black people here. And I just say this like I always say it, because we know the deal in America on how dirty they are. And many of those of us who are born in the motherland and raised here, we accept the white man. Like, oh yes, everything white is good. Everything America is good. UK is good. We have nothing here. All the little shiny baubles and rubies and pearls are much better than the gold that's under our foot, the bauxite, all the minerals, all of the different things that are here. They've been duped. So if we come over here and we hip them to what's going on, what they really want, you know, then hey, it's messed up for them. So they don't want Black folks from America, born and raised, knows the deal, to come over here and get these folks hip. But a lot of them are asleep in a different way, in a much different way. Man, I can't believe that lady's so inside here like that. I'm sitting here only a t-shirt. I'm sitting down though, but I'm like, God, dog. But I have the window cracked and the curtains pulled back. I usually don't have the curtains pulled back and the window's usually closed. So the sound doesn't go out when I start ranting, but I'm like, I'll take a chance. I'm glad I didn't stand up. You wouldn't hear them saying, hi, Lance, how are you? They'd probably scream, oh my God, what's that? So, you know, yeah, it makes one a bigger target. And I used to do what I used to do over there, the same, or what I do now over in America for many years. No problem. I was never scared to speak my mind. I'm speaking the same way over here as I am over there, but I know a bigger target. Because creator forbid, you know, they can say that, you know, you were robbed or whatever and do something to you. And it's like, you're way out there. Then their hands are washed of it. And there've been a lot of weird things that have happened since I've come here. People who have come out, flew out here, who previously always claimed that they were so broke and didn't have any money. Well, see, those are the prime candidates that they can be paid off to come out and try to find out things about me. Asking all these different people where I live. You come here. You deal with me in the chat room. You know me in the chat room. Don't know you face to face. But you fly out to Accra, Ghana, and now you're linking up with people that kind of know me from America, and you're asking, where is he? Well, why don't you ask me then? That's fishy in itself. That's giving it away. And while you're here, you're moving mysterious with those who are here. And don't think I don't find out either. I got a couple of ways of finding a lot of things out. You know what I mean? So this is why right now I have other things I'm doing, you all well know. And I'm going to show you, you know, within months, the whole place, the way I want to do it thoroughly. I'm here, and a person said to me the other day, why don't you show more of where you live in? I can show the city and show I'm not driving now, and I got things taking up my time. So when that stuff, as far as taking up my time, is done with, or pretty much because it's never done, I'll be able to show more. Even I have not gotten around as much as I want to, but I know in time I have patience. I will get into things thorough, restaurants and venues and sites and different historical things and everything. That's the kind of person I am. So this is the lean time right now. So, you know, Yeah, and I have to, yeah, exactly. That would take a little energy, Indigo King. I know they're there. That's the best. That's the best way right now. I'm aware, and I keep things low. Strangers come my way that are sent to you. These pretty women coming at you, and I know you're LANCESCURV, so and so, and I want to do something. Can I come over? Where do you live? Well, no, all that in one sentence. No, we'll meet somewhere and we'll do something. Give me your number. You know what I mean? Just because you're hanging out your clothes doesn't mean I'm going to get duped into the visuals and be bedazzled by that. And I'm no fool. I'm a man. I see it, but I ain't no fool. You got to come better than that. You got to show me a track record. You got to show me something of what you've been doing already for the cause. I'm not just going to believe. And that's how a lot of men are taken, infiltrators in the camp. So right now, I'm moving real lean. Real lean. You ain't getting me that easy. You're going to have to work for that bad boy. But that bugged me out. Popped up on me too. With somebody else that I knew. Popped up. What the hell? Nah. But you were broke 2 months ago. Didn't know how you're going to pay your rent. Government written all over it, please. That's happened. That's happened, really and truly. There are people who come around in here, y'all know their names. You'd be surprised. But I play it cool, see? Because I see. Sometimes you don't always. It's like that drug spot in the hood, that bodega on the corner, that store that allows the dope boys to sell out of there out the back. You see it every day when you're casing the place, when you're a detective and watching, or some kind of special law enforcement unit that's watching them for months, because you just want to go run up on a crackhead and be like, "Oh, I got you. Yeah, we busted him." No, you want to see the movement over months and if not years to learn the operation, to get the head guy or as high up in the organization as you possibly can. So you can't reveal yourself, every little thing. There might be somebody smoking crack right in front of you. Drop it out their pocket and pick it up, and they don't even know you're part of the police. I'm not condoning anything they do. I'm just saying how it works. Well, this is how I work. I watch and observe and connect the dots, and people are just so dumb as to what I can do, but because of the people that are around me in cyberspace. Like a criminal who keeps a bunch of lawyers paid, even when nothing's happening. Don't you think I have a few hackers that I know that nobody knows about? They keep me informed of what's going on and who's looking and who's peeping. It's not just bots out there looking at your stuff. And we have the VPNs where you can go through and look, people can trace those things and you see where they go. I got some weird stuff going online around me. I'm not even, nobody here that's in the room now, but there's a lot of, I'm going to say it this way. There's a lot of weird shit going on. Things I don't even want to say, because if I said it, it'll hit people to know that I know what they're doing. It is crazy. A lot of it is not threatening. A lot of it is just like those gossipy church ladies. But there are people who will monitor you when you do have contact with a lot of people, when you do have a platform where you allow people to come on and talk and speak what it is without censorship. They don't like that. So there are a lot of technical things that I had to do as I left the country. I have connections to America, business-wise and stuff, but really not much, except what's in my heart for the people that I love that are still there. That's all it is, my concern. I may not influence much over there, but I do have a concern, hence the shows that we do. Hope Rice, the only Rice I F's with. Julia NASA. I was looking off into the sky when I was talking, so I didn't see, Donna Johnson, how are you? Oh, thank you. Thank you. And it's about sharing. And Brother Kwame, yes, it's about sharing, Donna. I mean, there are things that I run across that, look, I probably get a chance to put like 25% of the things that I'm learning, like just little snippets here and there, where the internet is that way. You go find all kind of stuff out there. And I really do appreciate people for sending in a lot of the clips and memes and different things, especially stuff on WhatsApp. Because a lot of the stuff on WhatsApp is free floating. It's not attached to any site where I can get a strike for using it. And then I can put it up in a video and talk about it or just share it. I always give my opinion, but who am I? You know, it's just a matter of getting that information out there. And I'm having fun too, you know. It's a joy. That's the part of it for me. That's a joy. You know, other than that, it's like working in the sewer. I'm not saying because of black folks. I'm saying because of the vindictive nature of some of us. There are some of us out here who really hate themselves and they hate anything black, and they go through any particular platform that's genuine. And there are a lot that look genuine that may not be. I'm not throwing off at anybody because maybe they might say that about me, but I know what I do every single day. Hope Rice called me the other day on the video call. I was sitting right in front of the green screen, right? And it was hot in here now. You know, she only saw me from the shoulders up, but I was sitting in here doing my work naked. Tell it, Hope. You here, tell it. And you were laughing like, dog, this guy is grinding. I just call him randomly and he's in front. Because, you know, I got the green screen. The wall behind me is painted green. So when I do the shows, I can put up any image behind me electronically, right? She was like, doggone it. Yeah. You laughing because it's true. And you go, this ain't no fake thing. I live this. You see it. The lady was walking past the apartment windows. Like, it's not like it's wide open. You can just look right on in, but I pulled the curtains back. Hi, how you doing? Whatever. I'm like, hi, how you doing? I'm right here. They ain't created as a table. I was sitting here with my t-shirt. I don't know what they would have saw. But anyway, like I said, the vindictive things that many of us do, and it's not right. Let me see if I can get to this this particular video. I just want to give you an example of how we spend so much time hating on each other, which is nothing new. Let me see where this comment is. Okay. Now, you know that I walk around with recording gear. I mean, we all do. We have a cell phone, right? But I walk around with little cameras and little audio, little mics, little wireless stuff. I'm strange that way. This is what I do. Just in case I run into a situation where I meet somebody who may want to record audio or video and have it to be a little bit above the norm. You know, the cell phones are doing excellent video right now. And a lot of people, their whole channels are built up off of it, but still nothing really beats the camera. You know, if you know how to use your camera, it's a little bit more quality than usual, right? So I walk around with a little bit of stuff like this. It's like a police officer or any black man that carries a gun. You run up on a situation, you might need it. You may not need it 99% of the time, but there's that one time that you run up on it where you need it. So we have a young brother out here in Accra, Ghana, named Ice Wiz. And from when I first came out here to Accra, this guy has been grinding. He has his CDs and, you know, he gives them away. Just listen to my music. Just go on social media and share. And he's into the hip hop. He raps and all that stuff. He's a young guy. Never asking you for anything. You know, always groomed, always dressed well, always mannerable, and grinding. When I look at the social media, he may not have like a gazillion followers, but he's everywhere. And he's got the kind of spirit where you want to listen to him. It's not like, yo, man, I got this tape, man. I'm going to drop this tape. Like, but you can't wash your ass. You know what I mean? Why am I seeing your boxes with brown streaks in it? No, not him, I'm saying, but just guys who they think that that's something that is something. But this guy is seriously into what he does. Now, he had a video made, professional looking video. And he had one of the stores there in the mall, the Accra Mall, playing it, right? It was just through the glass, you could see it, but it comes out on the 21st in 6 more days. And there are many outlets out here that are going to be playing it because he does have connections. So I'm saying all that to say this. There was a comment left on that video, right? Somebody named Just Music, and it said, "We need no African to represent hip hop. Stop copying us." He said, "Stop copying us." He didn't pay attention in class. "Stop copying us. Do your own thing. Y'all don't sound good to us no way." So I'm taking it that this is somebody from America. UK folks don't usually come out like that. So let's just say, okay, it could be a white man trying to start something, but it's still, in a way, how many of us would come at this guy. So let's look at it. We need no African to represent hip hop. Okay, we need no African to represent hip hop. Negro, please. Where do you think the drum beats and the rhythm and this is all African? It's just an offshoot and a branch of it, but at the root, this is what it is. You know, and Ice was answered him and said, but your opinion is not needed. And so I was half asleep when I wrote this. I don't even know if it came out because I usually don't comment with knuckleheads. I get rid of them, ban them. I said, all that we are comes from Africa. So we need to pay homage to where the rhythms and beats came from and those who gave birth to all that we have today. The European mindset has truly damaged who you are to where you really see yourself as something separate. Imagine the branch of a tree feeling superior from the very trunk and roots of the same tree that nourishes it. Some of these comments here baffle my imagination, as it is amazing how dumb some of us are. Yeah. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's just something that baffles my mind. Like, okay, we're infighting with this foundational Black American, and this one who's indigenous, and this one who we're fighting amongst when the whole planet is ours. And who broke up the earth as far as different countries. And it's cool to say what tribe you're from or where you're from. We have to know. We can't just not have directions or not have identities or not have cultures. Black people amongst themselves, Black folks in South America, the food they eat. Black folks in Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, the food they eat. In Ghana, in South America, Gambia. We're all over the world. We have differences. But at the root, we're all the same. Same DNA, same. Come on, y'all. And then for him to say it this way, we need no African. That's the root. You can go on saying you're the branch all you want, but your root, and you don't know to be able to say, but this European got your mind all messed up. You're doing his hateful job for him for free. And this is why the more and more I'm into this thing, it's hard, y'all. It's hard. Because a lot of these guys who do stuff on social media, they get on, they pop off, and they go off. I spend more time talking to folks individually than I do on a show. A lot of good people out there, y'all. There's a lot of good people out there, but there's a lot of people who are jacked up in the head, and there's no turning back for them. There is no turning back for them. You know, he is skilled. Yes. And the fact that the guy is clean, mannerable. I never saw him disrespect any woman. And there are a lot of fine looking women out here in that mall. And his eyes don't go where they're not. And if he wanted to look, let him look. He's a young man. So what? What, you want to look at another man? He has a plan. He's been putting his own money into what he does. So this person who left this comment, we need no African. What the hell are you doing? Because I don't care who you are in the world. If you're one of us and you're striving and you're young and you have a vision, because I see bigger and better things for him, even outside of hip hop. It might be that now as he's younger. Leave the brother alone if you can't say something positive and encouraging to him. How do you know he won't own several studios 10 years from now? How do you know that he will? See, but if he now got chosen by someone in Hollywood to do the songs in the background for some movie, the white man has validated him. You'd be kissing his ass. I'm talking about the one here, Just Music. That's his channel name. And let me go there and see something. Usually these guys are people who make up these channels, right? And They don't have no content on it. They don't. Let me go there and see. Might hear a little noise here for a second. Hold on, let me open this up. These people make channels that have no movement on it, no saved videos, nothing. Nothing at all. Okay. I got so much open on this computer. It's really moving slow. I don't need to hear the interview. I just want to get to that particular page. On the real, baby, look outside. All right. The guy has such a good spirit. I interviewed him before last year, and I've been seeing him from when I first got here. He's always out there, meeting with the people, whatever. He ain't out there begging. Okay, let me see here. Just Music is getting famous today, huh? Okay. He has one short. I don't know if it's even his. One subscriber, one short. What the hell? You don't even know. You don't know who's behind the keyboard in front of their computer. You don't know who these people are, what kind of spirits they carry. You just don't know. So it doesn't make any sense to wrestle with them. You know? Yeah. There you go. There you go. You're right, Landon Price. Beautiful. So I just don't understand it. But when it comes time for something to go down, and they're not part of anything unified, no matter what part of what tribe, it's one tribe. We have different extensions of it. Can't we understand that? Don't you understand when parents have children? You have, say, 5 brothers and 5 sisters, just to make it, right? Make it where we understand it. So all those children that the children, initial children have, that are grandchildren to those 2 parents, they are cousins. So if you have one cousin over here and that next aunt and uncle moves to another state, they're still cousins. So are they not still family and still related just because they live in different states now? Do we have to stay up under the same roof to stay related? Do we have to have the same address to say, well, you know, we're all together? No. Let the people not know. Let's move in a covert fashion. Let us know that we're all connected. Let us stand up for each other, regardless as to what country we come from. That will probably never happen in my lifetime. I would love for it to happen in all of our lifetimes. I don't care if you were just born and hearing this and don't even know the sense in it. Your mother walked away, went to the kitchen or something, and you're hearing this. It'll probably never happen in your lifetime either. We are so messed up. I'm not negative, but we all have to do our part. But it ain't going to happen no time soon. We can do a lot of work and reach the children, but see, the enemy is reaching the children fast and hard. We're saying to each other who are grown, black folks, we need to wake up. I'm 60 years old next year. So how long am I going to be around? I could double my life. I'd hang to 120. Probably wouldn't even look like I do now. Oh, what is that? My head would be all shrunken. Eyes poking out. Anyway, they're getting the kids now. Transhumans. That's like the cartoon years ago. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Was that part of the setup from way back then? To make it like some kind of superhero thing, Transformers. So now everybody wants to be something different. I don't want to be a girl no more. I want to be a trans. I couldn't believe it. How many people here knew? I was playing a Mike Tyson Drink Champs interview. And he, you know, they're goofing, they're cussing, telling stories, very amusing stuff. And they went deep also. But here's the thing. I didn't know. And Mike Tyson said this out of his mouth, that he has a transgender daughter. How many people knew that? How many people knew that? I mean, that's his business. But, you know, he probably has like a gazillion kids from his wild days. Heavyweight champ, screwing all the, I mean, okay, I'm not glorifying it, but he said, yeah, I was speaking to, he had an interview with, on his hot boxing with Mike Tyson. He has his own little podcast thingy there. Very interesting. I love it. Right. And Lil Boozy, the rapper, was on it. And at one point, Lil Boozy had something to say against trans and LGBTQ, right? So he said Mike Tyson said that his daughter flew down from New York and wanted to fight him. Now maybe they were like taping it, and maybe she got a sneak peek at it or something like that. Maybe he showed it to her or whatever. But it doesn't make him any less of a man. I'm just saying, I didn't know he had a what they call a trans daughter. So if it's a trans daughter, that means it was a son that went to go over and be a woman. Oh, let me see if I can. I'm going to find that link eventually. I'll look at my history and find that link. But he was saying how big and strong she was, and she was there when Lil Boosie was there as they continued taping. And she was kind of like, go ahead and say something. You better not, type thing. And Tyson was laughing about it. Because he's real big and strong. You know what I mean? It's like everybody in my family, the women in my family, they're all big and strong, you know, because we're down from the South and they fight men, man. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I'm not trying to put out any bad information. I swear he didn't say sister. He said daughter. That's what really hit me. You know? So we just don't know. But they're going after the root. We arguing as the leaves that may wither away and fall off soon. It doesn't matter to them. They're not trying to come at us. Our mold has already been set. But get to the kids and make the evil fair seeming to them, where they feel like, oh, the parents are old and they don't know anything, and confuse them up. You know, if you're a boy, you don't have to be that. And of course, you know, young boys can be insecure at things as they compare themselves going into adolescence. You know, the whole manhood thing. It can be intimidating, especially if you don't have a man to guide you, whether it's your father or an uncle or a next door neighbor or somebody that has taken you under their wing righteously, not for pedophile grooming purposes. Oh, God, let's not even speak about the pedophiles. They're next up at bat. They pushing trans, but the pedo thing is right there. They don't even push it as much because they got their claws into it and the stronghold. They're already there. They're already there. So we look at this trans thing, but the pedos and slip through the door. That's like last night. I was coming in and I opened the door to the apartment and looked down, and there was some change that I evidently fell out of my pocket earlier. I went to get the change, picked it up, came into the door, not realizing my 5 mosquitoes slipped in into the apartment. So here I am doing some work on the computer, and all of a sudden my ankles start itching. I realize, wait a second. And you know, after having malaria, I got a thing about mosquitoes. I will cut on every light, lock every door in every room, and spray, and your mosquitoes almost killed me. But it slipped in. So while they're distracting you, and we here know that. I see a lot of comments in the chat room, in the comment section of some of the videos here, that you all will say, yes, this is a distraction. The Will Smith, Chris Rock slap was a distraction. What's going on that we turn our head one way and something else is going on the other way? Why was there a curfew in many places? You mean COVID is going to honor a curfew? Well, we're only going to come out at night and infect people, so they got us. They got us. They got a curfew going on and not many people walking around. They're putting up them 5G towers in Orlando at night, talking about a curfew. They weren't doing any of the work in the daytime. You'd think they'd do something today. No, it was all night. Oh, because the traffic is a lot lower. Oh, please. There are all kinds of things going on in the skies at night that they don't want you to see. That's why the cell phone is where it is, because we don't hold the cell phone up to the sky to look at it. We hold it in our hand and we look down at it, and it's things flying above us that we can't see. The technology is off the chain. The cell phones are something that they could have came up with back in the 70s. They had the technology for that back then. Any military person who has some kind of rank would know that. We sitting here thinking, oh, the new iPhone 14 is coming out later on. Ooh, we can't wait. They had the technology from long before. Could you imagine what they have now that we don't know? And yeah, a couple of things that were sent to me. I want to speak about it. I can't get the names exactly right because I don't have it in front of me. But The Google employee that spilled the beans on artificial intelligence kind of getting a consciousness of its own. Now, what's the word? I don't want to have a Mike Tyson moment, but I'm going to look up this word again. I remember the basic spelling. Okay. Here it is. Let's see how to pronounce
Sentient.
Sentient. Able to perceive or feel things. She had been instructed from birth in the equality of all sentient life forms. What is the true meaning of sentient? Let's just read it straight through. All right, so I don't have that Mike Tyson moment. I don't know what it means, but I'm telling you, if you're playing around with me, I'm going to punch you in your face. Anyway, all right, example. Someone who can perceive how others are feeling is an example of someone who would be described as sentient, conscious, or self-aware, chiefly in science fiction, possessing human-like knowledge and intelligence. Well, one of these computers was booted down and it rebooted itself right on back up. And when questions were asked of this particular artificial intelligence, I'm saying it a broad way. I don't have the exact facts in front of me, but this is a story that was sent to me several times over, and I'm telling you, and I'm gonna have to look it up and put it down below, right? That in the reply after the question, this artificial intelligence equipment, computer-like equipment, answered, well, I feel that so-and-so and so, and it saddens me. Now, these are examples I'm making up, not actual things. But what do you mean you feel and it saddens you and it makes you happy? You're a daggone computer. And I fear being booted down, or I fear. You're what? Look at this. Everything we do has been recorded. And it's easy for a computer or a machine and artificial intelligence. We look at it so primitive. I'm going to say something I don't think anybody else has ever said before. Not that I'm trying to be some trailblazer, right? This is what it is. You're right, Indigo. 130. And there's more to it than that. You ever go to, we already know that when we go to a brand new website that we've never been before to, we see things that we had purchased before or stuff that we surfed on. Like we went to Amazon and checked out this type of radio. Like with me, it's audio equipment or video equipment or something with my artwork. But then I go to this brand new site and it has everything. You know, there's a word for that. I'm having brain farts. It's an overcast day. I didn't sleep as much as so I said, hey, I'm a little stupid right now, right? But they have tracked us from the 80s. I remember reading in the Village Voice that there was this huge machinery somewhere that with all phone calls, right, it would monitor the phone calls so that if you had at least 3 words that raised a red flag, like President BOMB, I don't want to say it out, and I don't want nobody coming to my front door, and KILL, see? Those 3 words, bing, and there'll be people at your door. That's from the 1980s. So what do they have now? So to me, in my wild imagination, I combine things and weigh things out. I just don't take one thing as it is. And what does it mean to us? Well, remember, you have CERN. And with CERN, they wanted to find that thing that binds us together in life. They want to find the God gene. They want to find the God particle. They want to see where our existence here ends and something else begins. And basically, portals have been ripped open on a molecular level between this physical world and the spiritual world. I'm saying it in a very abstract way. I'm not going to sit here and take 3 hours on a show fumbling through stuff. I know I read it. I know I saw it. I'll research it. You ask me a question, I'll go after the fact. This is a conversation. You run into somebody in the street, like in front of their house, and you're walking home from the bus or the train, you don't drive, and you have a conversation, and you tell them about something. You don't say, let me go run to the library real quick and get the books. No, I believe you. You're telling me this. But with CERN and these computers, these supercomputers, this artificial intelligence combined, the actual portals that have been ripped open between all things physical and the spiritual world, which the spiritual world may not always contain good things slipping through, coming through to this plane that don't want to be trapped there. So we have more wickedness going on in the world, more crime, more murder, more rape, more pedophilia, the trans thing. All of this shit is demonic, y'all. I don't mean demonic as far as like, well, you're talking like you're reading the Bible. It's the truth. A lot of the things they say in the Bible is the truth. It's been twisted by those who are here. So you're telling me that the spiritual world doesn't exist? So you telling me all the loved one that you ever had in this life, they're just really dead? No, they're not. The body goes. That energy goes somewhere. I couldn't tell you what it's like. I've never been there. Our perception goes right to that point, and we don't know. Some say they know what I don't know. Right now, I don't want to know. right now, I don't want to know. I'm here and I'm cool and I'm doing my work here on this level. I don't have to know that. But I do know there's something different about this world in the last few years than it's ever been. There's something very different about this place. You can tell by some of your relatives and own family members. There's something different by the way they act. There's a different vibe. We're like when you're gasping for air and don't have enough air. Now I see it's like we're gasping for love. There's not enough love in the air no more. It's been sucked out, taken away. There are things around us that we don't see. And I'm going to go a step further. We got this artificial intelligence. It's not hard for those forces to join on in some certain wicked way. Because now computers are feeling, and I don't mean your desktop, right? Those are crude pieces of machinery, like an old wrench, screwdriver. But this super high tech, super computer thing that look how amazing it is even. I'm saying amazing like I'm worshiping it like a god. You punch, look, if you over 50 years old and go back 30 years, and say there's something, and I can't even say 30 years because we had it back then on a crude level. Say you're like me, almost 60 years old, and you go back 45 years. I'm 15 or 14. And they say one day, and they told us about it, but we didn't believe it. But they say one day you can push or punch any name in anything, and we'll pull it up in seconds and tell you all about it. That you can watch things on there like TV, but you know that it has to be uploaded for us to see it, though. We know that part. So when you search for something and you don't see it, well, it hasn't been uploaded. So things that are important to you, if you can, try to upload something from the old neighborhood. Drop some of the names of the people that you know and love so much. That's why I love to name drop in my blogs and in my videos and tag it up a certain way when I put it on the site, because it'll keep the memory of them alive, you know? But to me, in my opinion, I'm saying it at the risk of looking like a fool soon, the demonic spiritual entities that roam this earth that came through CERN as they ripped those portals open and let these things come into this place. It has combined with artificial intelligence. They're making robots. Just like the other day when I spoke about the whorehouses in that whorehouse in Toronto, where there are no women in there. And it's just these dolls that are so lifelike. And they pay to have sessions with these dolls. Men pay. They do it in Japan already. Like I said, it's an energy thing, y'all. You a grown man sitting there. There's a gorgeous doll. There's nothing that a gorgeous doll can do for me. If you give me the choice, I'm just speaking on the joke form and on a raw man form. If you give me the choice between a perfectly proportioned, beautiful, head to toe, shapely, sexy doll and some chick who's 400 pounds at 5'3", got no hair, 2 teeth in the head, I'll take that one. She's alive. We can exchange energy. I can close my eyes and get a paper bag. I don't want nothing fake. I don't want nothing fake. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Donna, the phone is reading your mind. And see, they know that we sleep with our phones. We have our phones. I mean, I don't mean like we sleep, like you put the phone under you in a missionary position, you start grinding the phone. Well, I'm going to ride that phone tonight. No, it's not like that. But we look at our phone, we're falling asleep. We look for the phone, we wake up, it's under us. It's on us, y'all. Our heart rate, our all things about us. How do we know there's nothing on that phone that can read our very DNA as our skin falls off of our body? And it can there's so many possibilities with this thing. We're not even aware. The phone is right there to read our minds. It's to hear our conversations. I don't have a home button on this iPhone X. It's a couple of years old. It was iPhone 10, but they call it the iPhone X. iPhone is going up to what now? This year, later on, it's going to be the 14. But there's so many other ones, not just like, okay, that was four iPhones ago. No, they had the iPhone, this, different models within that year. So it's like 10 of them ago. So this one didn't have a home, but a little round button you can click and it goes right to the home page, a home part. So I downloaded a floating home button, and I showed it before. I don't have the camera now. I'm a little disheveled. I don't want to be looked at right now. There's nothing wrong with me. I look the same, but I'm like, overcast day, drizzling, tired, Yeah, exactly. Oh, Yala, there's no life in these dolls. Yeah. Ain't that something, Makachi? Yeah. But I have to give credit to all those who send me different clips and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So a lot of people jump on the big stories and stuff. Okay, those are cool. I'm not gonna run myself crazy. I like to get those ones that people like kind of overlook and they don't think about. But let's think about this now. You have the artificial intelligence that has become sentient right now, where they can feel things and everything. It doesn't want to die, doesn't want to get cut off in one's life. Now you have these disembodied spirits, entities who want life, who want to live life through you. Like I say, lots of times it's the lower vibrations that want to come out from where they are. They're tearing portals from hell, theoretically. And now these demons are out, right? Floating around. So here you are now watching your porn and you're having an orgasm all by yourself, and they're right there to enjoy it with you. They're going to hang with you. They're going to keep things in your mind for you to lust after things. Just keep going, because I want to get drunk, drink. I want to be intoxicated. I want your energy out of you. I'm going to attack you at night. How do you know your cousin's your cousin, your sister's your sister, your mama's your mama? How do you know they haven't been hijacked and their body used by these entities to enjoy the lower dimensions? Well, my brother, he was never like that, but I heard he put his hands on the girl and yanked her clothes off. He was always a gentleman. That's not him, but it's not going to stand up in court. His essence has been hijacked. And so now you have these men in there grinding on these dolls, having orgasms with these dolls. And what do you think? I'm going to take up the sperm and all sweat that was on there. They don't care about that. That's for the next people to clean up that own the place. And what do they do with it? So we have your DNA, you have your sperm, you have these spirits, you have these artificial intelligence. Don't you think they're going to make robots that walk around that you can't tell what they are? That's next. If a doll can look real, and you can take your twisted mind to even lust after the doll, the reason why a man desires a woman is because of the energy that she has. It's not just because of her body and her limbs. So you have these people who have been duped into being twisted in their thoughts, and they perpetuate this thing and they let all these different things in. Like I opened up that door and reached for them coins and let all the mosquitoes in, and I didn't even know it. So you don't know what you're dealing with when humans are going to be the minority one day if they have their way. They're going to be the minority. Once they take over and take your essence and know your personality, they will manufacture robots that have warm looking flesh, or it may even be flesh. You think the Terminator's a joke? androids under warm flesh. We're moving toward that. They put these things out in the movies. That's what it is. Transhuman. First it was transgender. Now it's transhuman. So some of us in a foolish way want to live forever. Maybe they one day will offer a way for us to have a soul transplant. We guarantee you, if you purchase this particular model, this model is guaranteed to go on without maintenance for the next 1,000 years. You know, your body will go, but we can transplant your soul, your spirit, everything into this, the memories that you have. We already have it in store. We've been storing it from you, from your cell phone, your computer, tracking you. We know the places you like to go. We know it's going to be a little difficult. You're going to have to be retaught to be who you are in this new body. But we guarantee you, you can do every single thing that you've done before, even better. Men, we can help you out. If the dear Lord didn't bless you in that lifetime, you can hang as low as you want. The body doesn't require that you have to go work out. Our new bodies, you can pick from any of the top bodybuilders or anything of your own. Small waist, wide shoulders, large penis. Don't worry about sperm. You can choose what we can regenerate the sperm that you had in that life so you can perpetuate with humans. Crazy. Let your imagination roll. That's what it is. I always talk crazy and somebody come back 3 years. You know, Lance, I think you're onto something. I don't think I know everything, but it's a possibility when you see all of these different roads leading to the same thing. It's not anything good in that. The powers that be that fund these things secretly, they're not against. I mean, they're not for real life. They're against nature. It's a hate. And to me, it's nothing that is of this world. You talk about the leaders and the presidents, we know they rubber stamp things. They're just a faceplate. They're just a template. What's really ruling this world? Not the natural world that they hate, that they want to destroy, but their world. What is it? Everything that is in order naturally is, I mean, it's targeted. It's targeted. Again, the next thing is going to be for a man to be able to have a child. I didn't realize there were so many transgendered people walking amongst us. Like they don't push that. They push it, but so many people have been going for that. You hear these articles, the trans girls are getting killed. And they're usually Black, Latino, so-called minority. The only minority where, you know, you're in America, you're a minority. When you come to Africa, you're not a minority anymore. How about that? Yeah, and it's about us because we're the strongest. And they want to weaken us. As long as we're around, we're a threat to that artificial system that they want to make. Because our DNA and our genes are so strong. And we see so many babies out here. Beautiful sight. That's the future. And that's what they're against. This is why they want to sterilize so many of us. And when I was speaking to Sister Vivian, it was a little short clip, like a minute, that we put up. But she says, Lance, did you hear? I think it was Kenya. She said, Lance, they're paying these girls to have them sterilized. Why? Well, they're poor. They're going to do what they got to do, or not sterilized, but just to give up the eggs. Right, that's what it was, to give the eggs up. Yeah. Why do they want these girls' eggs? What are they doing with them? It's just like in America, in the poor Black neighborhoods, you have these centers where you can just give up blood. And they tell you, well, it's for people who may need it or whatever. I don't know about that. Because you don't see them in the white neighborhoods as much as you see them in the Black neighborhoods. And in the Black neighborhoods, it looks weird. They never have no windows. The ones I've seen, they got cameras all around it. The hell really is going on here? What is it? Some kind of drone land on top and take the samples somewhere else? Why don't people who work in there want windows? Why is this so top secret? Is it connected to something from under the ground that goes inside? Well, I'm going to sit there and watch and see who comes in and out. You might be waiting a long time. They got them underground tunnels. I'm just letting my imagination hang out just to show you the possibilities of what could be. I'm not saying this is what it is or I know everything. We got drones we can buy. They've been had drones. They got things that are cloaked that can be right in front of you and you can't see it. There's a couple of videos I saw of these vehicles that were driving around and they hit this button and they made themselves invisible. Maybe it could have been something of a prank, but they love the technology, and especially with war. There are things the U.S. government has, there's things Russia has, there's things China has, will blow your mind. They can't talk about it. They don't have to just send a plane up. There are things they can do to us with certain frequencies. We're already in war and don't even know it. Through the food, through the music, through these cell phones that we hold near and dear to us. We are already low-jacked. We're already chipped. They got a chip in the phone. You ain't going nowhere without that phone. You lay down and fall asleep, the phone falls asleep right next to you. What is it recording? What is it sending back? You feel free when you forget your phone sometime. At first, oh my God, my phone, I got to go back. And you realize you can't go back. You're like, okay, I accept it. I wonder what messages are coming in. And as the hours go by, you're like, wow, I feel kind of free. I wonder why. Not only are we staying connected to our family and our friends and things we want to see, we're staying connected to something else. And they already got our rhythm down pat. They already know us. So they store all of this stuff. They'll put it in these bodies. They'll do something on some hocus pocus spiritual level and learn how to capture your soul and put it in another body. They're going to do that. Probably already know it. Why do you think some of these white folks love to come out into the motherland, up in the mountains where the real deal happens? Because I tell you right now, 90-something% of what they call, these spiritual people here who can do things to you, it's just a money grab. They ain't doing nothing. But there are some out here that are hard to get to, but if you get to them, they can do some things. Let's just say it that way. But then again, if all who profess that were so powerful, why are we in the position in the world that we're in? Why? So, for all those who claim to know about voodoo and Santeria and all this stuff, y'all need to get together and join forces and go at this animal, this parasite that's just messing us up. Why can't y'all do that? Because see, there's certain things we say we wouldn't do. Well, I'm a Christian. I would never do that. Never. But then you somewhere home and some big burly man or three big burly men are knocking the door down and they're walking at you and you home. You get that little short thing on the nice big legs you got and you in the kitchen. What you think? You a Christian? What you going to do? Let them have their way with you? You pick up that kitchen knife and you stab their eyeballs out. Forget stabbing them in the chest. Go for the eyes. Go for the nuts. Kill them. They invaded into your private space. But the Lord says, do not kill. And the white man who told you the Lord said, do not kill, he killing all over the world. So go figure. He don't want you to kill because he don't want you to kill him. You take your spiritual, you take your magic, you take your voodoo. If you're so powerful, get together and do that to them and make the world a better place. There are some who do have some, been around some things. Been around the world, yeah. I've been up in the mountains. I go, snap. I've actually seen things, not just here, but all throughout my life. I know there's another level to this thing. Well, if you're connected to that, why don't you get together? Say, hey, we're going to rid the world of this parasite. We're going to render them paralyzed to do anything that they have in mind, past, present, and future. We're going to get together and erase all the bad that they did to us. Why don't y'all do that? But some of us black people, we want to run. Anyway, he did me wrong. I'm going to the spiritual lady. All she charges $50. We'll cast a spell. And you looking the man doing better than ever before. But if what you got is real, I plead to you, help us out. Take the world back. They're trying to make it where men are pregnant. They're trying to make it normalcy where you see two men hugged up kissing on the TV. They're asking little kids how do they feel about their young bodies. No hormones have hit them yet. And now the kids are, I think I'm a boy in a girl's body. Mixed up. They're making a mockery over the natural world, the beautiful natural world that's quickly dying while we let it. I'm angry at it. I'm pissed off at it. That's why I do what I do every day. It's not even a profit thing. It's not even an attention thing. There are other things that I will be doing and want to do, but in my heart, I can't let it happen this way. I got to at least talk about it. What you going to do, have a pebble in your shoe and you ain't going to tell your mama you ain't got no pebble and it's hurting you? We got to stop and shake this pebble out my shoe. This ain't right. We can't stay silent on this thing. If I can do something and get away with it, the old SCURV will do it. I ain't going to say what I do, but if I can do something, if something is, look, something is in front of me and nobody is around, no cameras around, and what I do will rid the, I'm desperate, y'all. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. You know why? Because these little bastards are winning. And we're very complacent. And we're just sitting there and letting them do what they do. We're afraid to even talk. And they're going to make it for those of us who talk about certain things. Of course, this channel is not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. And when they take it, hopefully what we've all shared on this particular channel and other channels that's righteous will be imprinted into your mind. So taking that away won't take it away. But we need to move in unison no matter where we are. You have to put the thoughts out there. It was suggested many months ago that a certain time of the day, we all meditate and put our energies together. 12 noon every day. Which 12 noon is 12 noon at different times in different regions, but have that wave going across the earth where we meditate on something and do something in actuality to make it happen. Think it, meditate on it, and pray. And I'm not talking about P-R-A-Y, I'm talking about P-R-E-Y. We need to pray on these things. Pray. That's my word. For that, I will be a predator for righteousness. Ain't nothing going to go on my watch that shouldn't be going on. Maybe on your watch, or maybe on the one before me, but here, things are going to fly straight. We ain't allowing that shit around here. I'm going to start doing some things here that I can't talk about. Nothing violent, nothing life-threatening. Ooh, I'm going to start doing some things here. And we all need to think about the things that we can do safely and legally. And if you step over the line, I don't know. I'm not telling. Ain't that something? Yeah, we need something more than what we've been doing. We've been very, very complacent. But we always end up doing something stupid. And again, I'm not saying anybody here. I'm not saying the majority of us. But the few who do have an effect on all that was done righteously for our advancement just to take it away. You can carry yourself just as dignified as you ever want to be. But as long as they're broadcasting somebody on the TV named Lizzo, the world's going to see us a certain way. And who really cares what the world thinks, because we know what we are? But they got little weak brain waves too now. And we know this world has been sauteed and simmered and steeped in racism. And that's their sickness. But when they start to act out their sickness on me, it's a problem. So we take it, we talk about it, we complain about it. I'm not complaining, but it ain't going to go and touch me. And when I say I'm not complaining, it doesn't mean I'm not aware and not want to sound it out. See their techniques and how they do. See, and that's why they keep us complaining about that principal in school somewhere in Mississippi, somewhere in New Orleans, that called a little black boy a nigger. And we get mad over it. And social media would start debating and talking and this and that. And so now, oh yeah, I feel good. The principal got suspended and lost his job in retirement. He's going to get paid, trust me. But we focus on the surface things. Let's go down to the root. Let's figure out what it is down to the root and chop the whole tree down. You worried about every little branch. You knock off one branch, here come three more. Branch, stay right where you are. New branches, stay right where you are. I'm chopping you off at the root. And I'm killing the roots too. We get so caught up in emotionalism when it comes to these things on Griot, in the root, on CNN, on these websites, all of the personalities that are out there ganking you off for a bunch of money to keep you in this intellectual fervor of focusing on the surface things. What about the institutions that are against us? Chop them down and shut them down. But we all love our creature comforts, and things will happen and we'll be right back at the mall spending that diminishing dollar that we're going to wish we held on to do something worthwhile with, to get something in our hand. What you hold in your pocketbook or your wallet is an illusion. It has perceived value now that the world acknowledges, but one day it's not going to even be there. What did you use your money to get? To prepare yourself for the times that are coming. How are you going to homeschool your children if you have no sense? We need to salvage all of the talent in our communities and bring them together. No matter where we are, everybody has some kind of value. We just haven't been able to see the value in ourselves for ourselves. That's the problem. We don't want to hire that unemployed plumber from around the corner who's been a decent family man and has been doing good work with that company before he got fired. But as soon as he's hired back by another reputable white company and has that glossy van with all of the pretty wrap on it, and he has this nice uniform, he ain't that nigga around the corner no more. He works for so-and-so. Yes, welcome, come on in. Now he's getting less money because that person who hired him and sent him out there is taking the bulk of the money, and he's getting less and you paying more. When you could have paid less when he was around the corner unemployed. He probably could have gave you even a break. Say, so pay me a little bit now and pay me a little bit later on. That's to show you how sick we are. It's just so messed up. It's just, I don't know. We should have been smarter than that. All the stuff we've been through and we're still taking the stuff we take. They don't have no mental hold on me. Oh, no. No mental hold on me. I'm like, I'm out of here. Didn't even say or broadcast to the world. Some people knew. Like, I'm out. You think I'm bitter and, I made the wrong move, I want to come back. No, I don't sleep as deep as I do here, boy. Whew. And you got issues out here and things you need to rectify out here, but you know what? In comparison, I'm good. I'm good. I ain't never going back. Just like, I guess when they say when nobody ever died and came back, it must be sweet up there. Well, I'm not trying to find out the sweetness on that level, but there's a reason. Once you ascend to a new level, don't ever think about going back. And I don't know how we got way over here, but I'm glad we did. And I'm going to wrap this down right now. And we're going to do something laid back and talking like this. I promise later on today. Maybe in another 4 or 5 hours or something. Not too late. Because remember, I'm ahead of you. If you're on the East Coast, it's a different time. But for me, it's 4:41 p.m. So on the East Coast, 4:42 now. So it should be 12:42 for you on the East Coast and counted back going to the West. So I'm going to take a nap, actually. This overcast thing is getting me. I'm looking up at the sky. I'm like, God, dog, where's the sun? But we know the sun is there. It's going to be sweet when it pokes through. So there will be no rooftop for later on today because the rooftop is kind of wet right now. I only have one waterproof camera, and I'm just beat. Not beat, but it's the time. You know, when the weather changes, it's like you kind of go with the flow with that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really appreciate you all being here, and it's a beautiful thing. And I can't get enough of my family, but like I said, I've been very busy, not too busy to do my shows and stuff like that. I just can't wait until the time I can just really focus on getting down and building here. But there's other things that I'm doing, you know, that deal with those same words, building. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Anybody else want to say something? Let me just tell you, on the website, I made it where I put up the recent videos, and I have a forum there, a new forum. Go on in there and leave your comments there. Don't leave your comments on YouTube. Go to LANCESCURV.com and go to those forums. And on the right side, I don't have this one up yet. It's going to take maybe another hour or so. But, comment and vibe, reply back and forth, whatever, if you can. Just put a little life there on the site, just go there because that's where everything is going to be. I'm ready for them to shut me down. I'm not calling on that. I will survive here as long as I can. But the minute that I do, or they do, you got to go to LANCESCURV.com. That's where everything is. LANCESCURV.com. All right. So that being said, I'm going to wrap it up right now. And I just want to let you know that I love you all. And like I said, take care. And I'm going to be back later. I'm going to take a nap. I got to clean up a lot here. Well, it's not dirty. It's just things out of place. And we're going to get down and do what we do. All right. Much love to you all.
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out of my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like, oh yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out of my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. You got me feeling some type of way. You make me wanna stay in all day. You're the reason I can't get out of my head. I just can't stop thinking about you. 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 I just can't stop thinking about you.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us is nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. Before we came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes, slivers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the worst, most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.